Like if people come together, communication is possible. If strangers come together, communication is possible, and this is what we need in today's world.
Conversations is a first step to even go deeper into any subject. I think this was a great platform for that.
When I saw the invite initially, I was like, 2 hours for 2 days. Oh my God, what will we do? And today and yesterday as well, the time ran short of the conversations that we were having. And it was really a blessing to be a part of this.
This world is for everyone. It isn't ours to own or claim, but ours to care for, ours to nourish, and ours to love. With the lush green forests, the vast oceans, and even the tiniest creatures making one big family. And look at the variety, like a box of assorted chocolate, with so many smells and tastes and sights and sounds, like one delicious platter. So just imagine if we could all sit around this platter and exchange stories of our identities, our histories, our uniqueness, and also share what we lack, the problems we face, and how we can overcome them together. Imagine a space that inspires and guides the next generation, that's us, to become global ambassadors of peace and compassion. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's exactly what's happening with Youth Collaborating for Compassion, a co-initiative by the Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership and the Charter for Compassion. The YCC is a global movement, an opportunity for youth the world over to come together and work in tandem to make a difference. With a host of activities that build on compassion, awareness, and empathy, fostering skills for teamwork and creative problem solving. This is an initiative aimed at unfolding peace and compassion with the help of young leaders, that's us, from around the world. So come join this movement and be a part of this beautiful journey, because we are future leaders, dreamers, builders, and artists. And when we bring change, starting from our schools, our neighborhoods, and our communities, we can change the world.
I welcome you all to this open space event by the YCC, Youth Collaborating for Compassion, which is a joint initiative of FPACL, Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership, and Charter for Compassion, CFC, and is also joined by Race for Good. So this event is an effort to kickstart all our work that we're trying to have in future.
So just a little background about YCC. YCC is it's very simply, it's a space for young people to be themselves, to explore themselves, to discover themselves, and to connect with different people, different young people, especially from around the world. And of course, young at heart. We have many people who are young at heart, and I think that's also very important. The youth and that energy has to be preserved throughout life. So I think this is a space for everyone to connect and to rediscover that young part that is present in all of our hearts, and to just simply make connections, share, and learn in the process. So this is, in simple words, this is YCC, and it's a space for young people to learn, to collaborate, to grow, and to make a change in this world together through friendships and through connections.
Hearty welcome once again to everyone, and absolute delight to be here. So my name is Arun Baklu, and I head the Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership, and I'm also closely linked to the Charter for Compassion. So I also welcome the many young at heart people here, not only the young people, but young at heart people like Marilyn and Susan and Bob and Dr. Ansari and many others. So hearty welcome to you. So friends, what I'm going to do is I'll just take a few moments to share a little bit about open space and what we're going to do this evening. And after that, we just plunge into it and we get started. I think the world, as you're aware, is going through a lot of turmoil. Adults have done their best, but it's time now for the young people like you to come forward and make a difference, to find ways to integrate all the diverse voices and diverse thoughts on the planet, to bring the ideas together, to bring the gifts that each race brings in and weave it into a tapestry of great joy and great wholeness. And a lot depends upon conversations. A lot of it will depend upon you sharing your stories, your ideas in a free and open atmosphere. And why we have chosen open space, I'll briefly tell you, and then we're going to get started. The reason why we chose open space is because it is a very, very open-hearted and open-minded way of connecting. Yeah, we don't say, you should be here or this is what you must discuss. We say whoever comes is the right people. You're the right people, and that's it. You will know what to do and what to say when you get into a group. You listen to your heart, and when it starts, it starts. When it ends, it ends. And the other thing is, when you listen to your heart and you share authentically in a circle, magic happens. And today, I invite you to breathe. I invite you to be present fully and accept whatever is happening with an open-hearted presence and saying, yes, this is it. These are the people, and I will wholeheartedly give them my best. So the theme is youth collaborating for compassion, compassion for myself, compassion for other people, and compassion for the environment. How do we make things happen? How do we work together? And beautiful things are happening in the world already. So how do we weave these together? How do we share our stories together? You will be breaking into groups. There's an agenda wall. My colleagues, Reva and Sumuk, not Reva and Sean, will put the agenda wall list into the chat room. And when you get into the room, it's important for us to make a report. So find somebody whose superpower is recording and making notes and recording. We mean, typing into that. Sean and Reva have put the links into each room. So you will see in the chat box what you have to do, by way of recording. So do that, because the entire report will be sent to each one of you. Whatever you co-create will be documented and sent to each one of you, so that, you have an idea for next steps. 4 principles. The first principle is one law, which is the law of 2 feet. If you feel that you're not contributing to a group, or you're not getting much out of it, then walk to another group, and which means use the breakout room, however the breakout rooms, and you can quickly see where you can go to, choose another place, and you can enter that. After a while, if you want to leave that, you can leave that, right? You can almost be like a bumblebee and go from one room to the other. But if you really want to stay on, you can stay on. Yeah. So be prepared to be surprised. That in open space, there is always a huge amount of surprise happening. Who comes, what happens, be prepared to be surprised. There's also a cool cafe you can be in. There's a music room. You can just go there and play music. You can show slides. You can do what you like. So be ready to be surprised and have fun, yeah, and enjoy yourself. And if any one of you feel you want to share something, just do that. In fact, Sean has already put the agenda board up. Have a look at that. See if there's anything you want to add. There's still some places. Just do that, and then we get started, and the space is open. The agenda wall is really what topics people are passionate about and what they would love to discuss, like for example, youth-friendly and life-affirming education. Many people would love to discuss that, right? So that will be in breakout room number 2, right? Similarly, mental health of youth. Now, quite a few people are interested in that. So they would go into breakout room number 10, right? And so on. There are different things. There's India 2030, a dreamland, breakout room number 23, breakout room number 24, power of gratitude, right? So it's a whole menu of possibilities, and you can easily access this by clicking on the link. Now, there is still some space left here for more items. So in the next few minutes, not too long, in the next few minutes, if you're called to discuss something or you really want to discuss something, you may just go to the agenda wall and type in there what you want to discuss, and then we will get started.
So, what if the person who chooses to make the notes for that particular breakout room wants to change the room? Can it be handed over?
Of course, why not? Yeah, you just hand it over to someone else, and that someone else says yes, and then he can go off. But don't go off without handing it over.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
if you've started a group, then don't leave it and say, oh, I'm fed up with my own topic and I'm going off, right? So just hand it over to somebody else and say, would you facilitate this, and make sure the recorder is in place, and then you can go to some other place.
We need to look at a way that we can bring the youngsters out of that social media. So because there are people following influencers and they don't understand what actually is happening and trying to validate and get it. So I think it's a very valid point that how we can do that.
How much ever we demean the fact that it might not be that serious, but it is.
It is.
Some people who like to be social, for them to sit at home and in the homely environment, for them it's difficult.
I'm really sorry I won't be able to switch on my camera. Going through a very low phase in my life. I'm on a journey to get better day by day. A lot of courage to come on a platform like this and say it out loud that yes, I'm suffering. Because there's always a stigma. You, if I'm saying it out loud today, there would be hundreds of people who'll say what happened to you or what not happened to you. She might be something. She might be totally a gone case or many things like that. But I just want that people should become more compassionate, and they should be very, very sensible and sensitive towards people who are going through something like me. And I thank all the organizers for organizing this particular thing, because people like me need these things to educate ourselves, to get some points where I can get on a healing path.
Actually, our generation, the Gen Z, the coming the Gen Alpha, which is already here, there's a framework built for us. There's this, pathway that are designed for us, and we like pressure too much into it. Like you have to go this way. Like there's something like the peer pressure or your pressure from your parents and all. Like there's something that you're pressured to do, like the career options. Actually, like always there's this one line that parents actually use. It's like, it's my dream for you to become it, but parents need to know that it's your dream, it's not my dream. I have a dream of my own. I have interests of my own. I have something that I want to do, something I'm happy to do. I don't, I'm not actually happy in what you set up for me. I want to set up something for my own. I have my own goals, a height, a sky that I want to reach. It's not just something it's your dream. You can fulfill it. You can do whatever you want, but just let me be myself. It was something that I wanted to say about that, but about sharing a mental health experience of my own.
I salute your courage about saying that I will stand up for my authentic self. I will stand up for what I truly care about, and we will design together. We will together design a life, a narrative that makes our heart soar, that makes us sing and dance and be happy. And friends, this is exactly what we are trying to do here. Can we bring more compassion for ourselves? Can we bring more compassion for our own calling? What is life calling me to do? Not what my parents want me to do, what society wants me to do. What does life want me to do? What does my heart want me to do?
While acceptance is very, very important, because the first path to cure is diagnosis, and diagnosis can only happen when you realize within yourself that do not demean yourself at all. Do not say that people will say that something is wrong with me, and I am hopeless or anything like that. Do not ever say that to you. If somebody is suffering from a migraine or a cancer, we do not say that, right? So same is with the mental health. I was on medications and therapies, psychologists and everybody, but what helped me was gratitude, mindfulness.
Because you have seen the depression, you have seen those low phases, you have come out of it, so you can be like a bridge builder. So any thoughts? How was the experience for you? You can just raise your hand and I will invite you to speak up. Yes, Zikra, briefly. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was actually a great experience, and I really did not realize how the time went by. And I'm really excitedly waiting for the session tomorrow. And I hope that
Okay.
there are more sessions like this.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Zikra. Harini?
Yeah, today's session was really fruitful. I got many insights from, diverse perspectives on the same issue. And it was really nice to meet people who shared the same passion as me. Yeah, this was a discussion that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm really happy I was a part of it.
Very nice. Thank you, Harini. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow also. Yeah, because we'll carry on the conversations like in the group where 122 people had gathered for mental health. We decided that we would together come and sort of work out some solutions, right? And similarly in other groups, we can carry the conversations forward. Yes, anyone else? Anjali, how was your experience?
It was amazing, really, because I've been to a lot of these sessions, and I think that the fact that we're allowed to discuss what we want and explore like each other's thought processes without any constraints or restraints, rather, is encouraging enough for us to, it's a push enough to do whatever or talk about whatever we want to do. I was in the cultural exchange meet,
Okay.
and I mean, I feel like even without any social issues, it itself is so interesting to, get to know new people and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to more tomorrow. It was amazing.
Thank you, Anjali. And remember, tomorrow you can continue the same topic or you can get into something else, but just follow your heart.
Right.
I think, one of the sort of what I've learned over the years is that if you follow your heart, if you listen to your inner guidance, and you really, really, really honor what the source is telling you, honor what love is telling you to do, magic happens. Magic happens. And we have to have the courage to stand up for that and speak up for that and trust that. So I'm delighted that slowly we're doing that, and great compliments to all of you. Akhilesh, yes, Akhilesh, go ahead.
Very good evening, sir. I think I'm facing a bit of band issue, so I'm not able to switch on my video. But I think it's a wonderful conversation having with people without having any judgment. And it was a very good thing, because I believe, because we have a stigma always that someone is going to judge us, but a platform like this is, I think, where we can be free, and we are people with the people who can understand us. So I believe it's a wonderful platform. I think if we can continue this association, it would be a great help.
Sure,
I
sure.
believe in this cause.
Sure, Akhilesh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any other experiences? Remember one thing, the more I speak up, the more I reveal what's in my heart, the more liberating it gets for everyone. So anyone else? Ambika, Jaibind, Momita, Roshan, anybody in this room, Please feel free. Yes.
So in our breakout session, it's like one person would say an idea, and then we'd all just like innovate that idea and build up the idea even further. And I felt like that was the best moment in the a discussion we had. And it was a really good experience since I got to know many things which weren't there, which I didn't know, and it was really nice.
Thank you, Pritika. Thank you so much.
Hi, sir. It's a privilege to be here. Actually, I'm really happy to be here. And so, thank you for creating this, an event like this where we can talk to people and connect with them. So, I went to 2 rooms mainly. And so, the first one was creativity and helping and uplifting others. And so,
Right.
there, I met really nice people. They were from Sims College, so all of them.
Right.
So we talked about how creativity and uplifting others can go hand in hand,
Beautiful.
and how we can make unique ideas, how we can build opinions on each other, and it will help us understand and connect with them. And in the second group, caring for humanity, I went in between, and Rushik and Kirtana and Marilda ma'am as well. All of us were sharing our insights, and we've talked about our actual life incidents. So how humanity, how we can help humanity, how compassion and caring is still alive in this world. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So I had a very nice experience today in the breakout room. I stayed in one room, animal welfare and animal rights. So I had fun discussing with everyone, sharing the same passion, like love towards animals. And I was really amazed by how many topics we discussed, the various solutions we got to know about. And one thing which was really fascinating is that everything we talked about was related some or the other way to compassion, having compassion towards animals. So it felt really nice talking with everyone, and I feel happy.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Sai Sri Vallabh. Has it changed your resolve to do something? This conversation that you had about compassion towards animals, has it resolved in you something crystallized to do something?
Yes, it has actually given me more motivation to do whatever, like in our meet, Susan ma'am was saying how we can actually sign a petition to make zoo officials realize that animals should be treated more with more compassion and given their natural habitat. So such things I feel motivated to actually do it now, and giving food to stray dogs, um, getting to know NGOs which care for stray dogs and partnering with them to help stray dogs, all that I feel I am more motivated to do something like that now.
Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sai Sri Vallabh.
I was so impressed with the young people, their ideas, their passion, the breadth of knowledge that they had. It was such a joy to be in my group with these beautiful people. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Thanks a lot. For everyone, Susan is also senior leader in the Charter for Compassion, along with Marilyn Turkovich and Merida. So thank you so much for being here, Susan. Means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, we had a wonderful group. There was just an evolving conversation exploring what fear is and how it limits us and what we can do about it. And I felt a growing and deepening connection with the other people in the group. I felt like we were getting to know each other and opening up and just becoming comfortable with who we are. And each person had something to share that contributed to the whole that made it all a valuable experience. And I just really enjoyed it and appreciated everyone who was in there.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much for joining in and raising the topic that you did.
and they gave me hope and inspiration about the work that you're doing with them and their hearts. And I want to say I am very fortunate to have the opportunity to sit and listen to learn to a group of people who have so much potential to make this world such a better place. I want to say thank you to the young folks, and it's time for the elders to sit and listen.
Really, this whole exercise is about compassion. It's about compassion for myself, compassion for other people, compassion for the environment. And the funny thing about compassion is when you send it out, when you send kindness out, two things happen. One is that your own problems and own suffering sort of become small, because suddenly you see the world in a far wider light, and you sort of feel less suffering the moment you reach out to other people and connect and you reach out. But the other thing that happens is the kindness and goodness comes back from the universe all the way back to you. This whole event has been put together by a lot of young people. Thank every one of them. Sean, Sean, despite his illness, and Reva, despite her illness, kept working so hard. And Sumukh had so many other things, and Vaishnav and Jahnavi and Ninad. So big thank you. Let's give them a big hand for their support. They have put this together. They are running this. They are the stars. And thank you, Ria. Thank you, Reva, Ninad, Zeva, Janvi, Vaishnav, Sean, and Sumukh. And of course, there are many young at heart people also, like Pramod Takle, there is Merida, there is Marilyn Turkovich, Susan Soleil, and Rashmi Joseph, and a few others. Also Ram Pingash. All of us had so much fun, and we enjoyed it so much that we would like to continue doing this work and continue sharing. And I want you to know that you're all awesome, and we love you. We love you. And please remember, you are unconditionally okay. Get these two words into your mind. I am unconditionally okay. If my hair is like this, I'm okay. If my body is fat, I'm okay. If my body is thin, I'm okay. If I look like anything, whatever the color of my skin, whatever is happening in my life, I am unconditionally okay. And this, friends, is the starting point for peace, starting point for creativity. And next time when we meet, I'd love more and more people to speak up. But if you didn't speak up, that's okay. We still love you unconditionally. From the 5th to the 7th of December, we'll be meeting physically in Panchgani, but we will also make it a phygital conference. So while some of us will be meeting in Panchgani, and we'll tell you more on this Telegram channel, we will also open it to people from the United States or Colombia or South America or other parts of the world. Again, for young people, again on the nexus of good, how can we all collaborate together?